Let's get right into it, though. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Between Villains. I'm your host, Flea. Obviously, we got some new faces with us. Drew don't got his camera on. He's acting like he don't love us no more.
I'm on the box. That's why.
okay, copy. We got the newest face. It's right here. He's taking over. He got the belt right now, Between Villains. World Heavyweight Champion, Just. How you doing, Papa?
What's up?
Justin is one of my friends from high school, and we've known each other probably longer than we haven't known each other at this point. He has been following his dream of being a wrestler his whole life, achieved his dream. Right now, he's going through indies. So, Just, if you want to quickly give us a little background and shit like that.
But I'm just a kid, just like you, from Spanish Harlem, bro. I grew up just wrestling was the only thing I had around. You know, I was the only boy in my family, and wrestling was there for me, bro. Like wrestling was it. It had a little bit of everything, bro. And I fell in love, and I knew since 3, 4 years old, like this is what I want to do. And I might have lost sight of it a little bit along the way while I was in high school and stuff, but that's really where I found the passion again too, because I met my best friend there, Marty, and it let me know that it's okay to watch wrestling. Because there was a little time period there where it wasn't okay to be a wrestling fan. It's not cool. Oh, that shit is fake, whatever. And they probably right, but it never left me. Like I never grew up, and I always wanted to do it. And bro, I went to college. I tried that. I took my last financial aid check. I said, screw this. I'm going to the gym and I'm gonna follow my dream. You only got one shot for stuff like that, bro. I'm not on WWE, but WWE watches me. You know, like they've seen our
Right.
stuff, and bro, I've been in the locker room with people like AJ Styles and
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, like all these people I've been around.
Star-studded
you know?
list right there. Jesus, it's
Like
awesome.
I gotta my head around it sometimes too, and bro, I'm out here just grinding. I'm just like you though. I'm just like anybody else watching this show.
Yeah,
You just gotta go out and get it. That's it.
That's dope. Very relatable, bro. I appreciate that insight. For people out there that may watch this, that may want to start wrestling or some shit, where would you start at? Where does that process start?
Let
got
them know
internet.
about the park.
Oh, well, that's everything, right? I started in the backyard, right? Backyard wrestling. Backyard wrestling was hot in the '90s. We really started just wrestling in the park, bro, for fun, for YouTube. And
Mm.
a lot of wrestlers start out that way, surprisingly, and it teaches you a lot. You definitely know if you like this or not if you could go wrestle in the park and drop your back on the cold hard mat, right? Because you got to be a little stupid to do that.
Take a quick
But
bump
if
on
you
the
could
map
get through
real
that,
quick.
yeah, if you're doing that, you might as well go and get trained and do it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And nowadays, it's so much easier because you got the internet and stuff. You could just search up, like everybody has a wrestling school, bro. Search up and do your research on who's training you, you know? Because the worst thing you want to do is get trained by somebody who ain't done nothing in the business, who doesn't know what they're talking about. Because it is very easy to open up a wrestling school if you want to. Um, and just go and sign up and commit yourself, just like anything in life. Just like anything, you just got to commit to it. You're going to get out of it as much as you put in. You know, and it wasn't as easy when I was coming up to just find a wrestling school or whatever. Like YouTube was kind of just popping off. The internet was kind of just being a thing. It's not like we had our phones in our pocket all the time like that. Like it didn't exist.
And
bro.
even if
So
we did have the phones, they wasn't functioning the way these new phones are.
yeah,
so.
yeah. So the best place to start, bro, is just find yourself a school, get yourself trained, and get in shape.
I know this might be like the cliche question to ask, but I always find it interesting. Like, if I met any wrestler, I'm automatically asking, like, who's your favorite wrestlers? Because I feel like in like that space, like you see it more, like it's more evident when somebody is a fan of somebody else because, like, you know, sometimes they incorporate certain things into like the way they cut promos or the way they even wrestle and shit like that. So for you, bro, who do you find yourself like taking inspiration from in ring and even out of ring? Like, who do you fuck with as far as like just it could be even like announcers, wrestlers, refs. Who do you fuck with the most?
But the guy that got me into wrestling, Mick Foley, Cactus Jack Bang Bang, he's the one that I watched, and like it was real. Like that, it was real. There's nothing you could tell me about Mick Foley. Everything he did was real, and that's what I liked.
I was a big Mankind / Dude Love fan back in the day. Had all his toys,
Crazy.
bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's the one, and I don't really pattern anything I do after him, besides the fact that I try and have my matches to have moments. Like it's not so much about the moves and stuff. It's just moments. When you look at a Mick Foley match, a Cactus Jack match, it's really about the moments. He wasn't doing anything flashy or nothing. He was doing some crazy shit, but it wasn't nothing.
Little DDT,
flashy.
little.
Yeah, it was moments. Like he's gonna hit you with an elbow drop on the outside. Like, oh, we know that hurts.
Yeah.
He's gonna throw himself off the cage. Like it's all moments that made his stuff. And That's how I try and have my matches. It's like, what moment and where can I put this? It's all about moments to me. It's not about anything flashy.
There's a couple
Oh
people
yeah.
like that. Like right now, like I just watch Raw right now, SmackDown and shit like that, NXT. So there's a couple people like that. Like I would say LA Knight. He doesn't really do anything too flashy, but he has a lot
Mhm.
of big moments, very charismatic person type shit. So yeah, I definitely feel that,
That's the
bro.
other side of it too, right? Like, if you're not gonna do nothing flashy, you better have a big personality to kind of compensate for that. Because if not, people aren't gonna believe what you do.
Right.
You know, Mick Foley might not have been flashy. He could wrestle though. Don't get it twisted.
No, for sure.
But he might not have been flashy. But that dude could run a promo, and when he spoke, you really thought this dude was insane. He was
Facts.
crazy. I believed in what he was doing. LA Knight is so loud and out there and crazy with what he says and quick with it. Quick. Yo, I could just watch LA Knight just talk.
Facts.
And by the end of him talking, I want to see I want to see him in a match. I either want to see him get punched in the face or I want to see him win his match. That's it. He don't got to do nothing crazy.
Yep. I agree, bro.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Top
So we
five
got
what?
to make for yeah. Let's get to the rest of the top five because I
Wrestlers
could
of all
I could
time.
pick your brain all day and then fuck Elimination Chamber. You know I love you.
Top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't gotta be
I'ma
listed
go-
in order. Nothing like that.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not even gonna put Mick Foley in there, even though he's the guy that got me into it. John Cena number 1. Like,
Sheesh.
I can't. He's number 1. He was on top for so long.
That's a fact.
There's no arguing that. And then
Yeah.
based on what he just did and how impactful that was, and we'll get into that, bro. John Cena number 1. Triple H somewhere in there because he's another one who started from one position and look at where he's taken business, bro.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that,
He
like he
owned
was
the
definitely
business. He
born
won.
to be in that field.
And you win. He won. He did the wrestling and now he owns it. Like, that's it. It's his show. You won. If there's anyone I ever want to be in life, it's probably Triple H.
Yeah.
Like you did everything.
Facts.
You won. Triple H, let's see. What else? Undertaker, just because the respect that he has in the business alone.
The dead man.
That's what you want. You want that respect. You want people to look up to you in that way. Roman Reigns.
Thank you.
I'm gonna say Roman Reigns.
Thank you. I'm tired of people acting like he's fucking whack.
Mega star.
Yeah,
Mega
bro.
star.
Yeah. And
Mega
I
star.
have that unique perspective. Like we had spoke about via DM. I have that unique perspective where I stopped watching wrestling during the Shield. So they didn't even break up yet when I was watching, right? And then I stepped away.
Wow.
Kind of like in the beginning of the WWE Network era. And then I come back
Mhm.
and then I see Roman Reigns and the progress that he's made as far as like in ring. I think in ring is so important, bro. I feel like he's so much better. Like just so he has like the same moveset, but just like the body language, body control, just the way he cuts
don't gotta do
promos
much.
now, like the facial expressions, like he worked on his shit immensely, bro. So like
No disrespect to Otis and stuff, but who I want to be, like a Tozawa or Otis? No, I
Alpha
want to be a Roman
Academy.
Reigns, bro. I want to be a Roman Reigns. Like,
right.
there's levels to this. It's not just a wrestler. That's why it's hard to say who's top 5 because I can tell you who's the top 5 wrestler. I
Yeah.
can tell you who's top 5 personality. Like
Personality.
it's very difficult. Yeah, there's a
Kinda.
lot. But these guys that I mentioned, I feel like they kind of have everything. Everything that you would look for, anything that I would want to be in the business. That's who I look at right there. Roman Reigns, the Triple H, the John Cena, the Randy Orton would be my next one. Randy Orton.
Ooh,
Goated.
you cooking. He's cooking.
Because
Yo.
Randy Orton's goated, man. And there's more. This is unfair, but top 5 right there that I can think of right now.
Yeah, nah, Randy,
Come on.
man. Randy's crazy, bro. I grew up hating Randy and not liking him. I thought he was whack just because I guess I hated him so much that I just in my head I fucking hate you. You know how it is when you identify with one
They
of the
did their
heels.
job.
Like,
That's what happened.
yeah,
They did their
bro.
job. You're
And then
supposed to hate him.
I guess since I've been watching again now, you know, he's been on his like face shit, kind of like the OG in the locker room, kind of playing that role. I love Randy, bro. I don't know, between him and AJ Styles, I don't know who I like to watch wrestle more, bro. There's not a second in ring that's wasted, whether it's taking a bump or like even them taking like a small punch or some shit. Like, bro, everything is done with like precision, bro. Like, oh my God, bro. AJ is another level, so I love AJ. I love me some AJ.
I love AJ.
AJ's up there too, man.
Yeah, he made me like him with that stupid ass fucking haircut that he got. If you can make me like you and have that haircut, then you are the fucking man, bro. I fucking hate that haircut.
Too good. He's too good to hate on.
Yeah. And then Druce, I would ask you your top 5, but we know you're gonna say John Cena.
Nah.
But Druce, if you want to throw your top 5, if you have it on hand, you know what I mean. Throw that in there before
I
we get
always,
into the
yeah. My personal top 5 is Cena 1, AJ 2, Jeff Hardy 3, CM Punk 4, and Shawn Michaels 5.
Damn. Sweet chin me
Can I
at the
ask
end.
why Jeff
Goddamn.
Hardy?
I love Jeff, man. Jeff was always like when I was a kid, he was just so like charismatic, and I wanted to let my hair grow like him. I wanted to be like, I wanted to jump off of stuff and be high risk like him. I loved how like the way
It's crazy.
how you saw Mick Foley and how he was just so like entertaining on so many different levels. Like he could wrestle, but he didn't have to just only be that one perspective. It was just like a larger than life kind of character, and he was just mad cool. Like I just loved everything about him. I loved the Swanton. I loved when he did the springboard 450. Well, when he actually did it, when he would run on the barricade, like it was just a different style of wrestling. I feel like as opposed to like Matt. Like Matt was more like the grapple kind of wrestler as opposed to where he was just flat out jumping and sacrificing his body and he had cool ass attires too. I'm not gonna hold you. Like,
Drippiest, the drip gods.
yeah, I love his gear, bro. Like every time I get a Jeff figure, I always make a custom. So, like, yeah.
I agree with that. I fuck with that 5 is crazy. I don't know if I have a 5, man. Like I said, I always used to throw like Mankind in there. I'll probably throw in like the grand scheme of things, I'm gonna have to throw Taker in there.
That's the
Like
man
I've
right
seen
there,
Taker
man.
do too much crazy shit over the years for me to not put him in there.
Taker's the man.
Lord, I love Taker, bro.
I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go
stories of these
Cena.
people.
And then my last 2 is wild, but these are just like favorites. I'm gonna go Eddie and Ray. And I know I sound crazy.
Damn, how I forgot Eddie.
I know I sound crazy. And you know, like Eddie is a legend. Like, you know what I mean? We don't really. But and then Ray, I'm throwing Ray in on some LeBron shit. Like Ray has been Hurricane Ron and nigga since I was 5 years old. I'm 30. He's still
he
getting
was
them
the
shits
best
off, bro.
cruiserweight for a long time.
Yeah, I love me some Ray.
He still does new shit. Y'all people Rey Mysterio match, he always does something new, at least one thing.
Some ridiculous shit.
I'll do that.
I think did he have a tag recently with Dragon Lee? Is he gonna have one? Oh, I'm gonna watch him on Monday. He's having a tornado tag. Let's go.
Tornado tag. Yeah.
I was hyped, bro, because I told wifey, I'm like, bro, in 1 week I'm gonna like cross my childhood bucket list shit off because I'm gonna see the Hardys. Because I'm going to NXT. I'm going to Roblox the next day.
Oh, fire!
So I'm gonna see everybody that's there, and I'm gonna see Ray and these niggas.
Oh,
yeah, I might sound crazy, but I'm more excited for NXT right now. Shit they got going on with TNA and all that. Who knows?
The energy for an NXT crowd is you can't even compare it to like a regular.
Yeah, it's like a college campus. Niggas is in there. They love wrestling.
That's what it is. Yeah. Damn, you're gonna have fun.
All right, guys. So since we're talking about events and shit, I'm gonna take that minute to segue real quick right into Elimination Chamber. Don't even know if I gave 5. I probably can't even give. Oh yeah, I did Eddie and Ray. Elimination Chamber happened. I think the first match was the women's elimination.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Druce, we'll get to you first. We want to hear you talk a little bit, bro. How did you feel about this match? Thoughts on the results, the winners, and shit like that.
I kind of figured Bianca was gonna win. They were kind of alluding that, but what obviously the big shocker was Jade coming out. I originally thought she was gonna be a part of the match because it's not the first time they've done like 7 people in the chamber. So like when she came out, I was mad hype. I was like, because I like Jade Cargill. I was like, oh, I hope she's in the match and I hope she's like clearing house. But yeah, it caught me by surprise when she smoked Naomi, and yeah, I mean. It was a cool match for what it was. I kind of not that I don't think she's deserving of winning. I just do see other people being able to use that opportunity, like a Liv Morgan. I know she just dropped the belt, but just having that sort of win under the umbrella is more of like it's a good accomplishment. But it was a good opener, and definitely, like I said, Jade coming in and just doing what she did, it was crazy. Like, It
Facts,
was
bro.
just, and there was a lot of good spots in there too. Like there was more usage of the chamber, as opposed to the men's. Obviously, I feel like with the men's chamber, you was just getting straight to the point. Where like the women's, they were like having fun, doing what they want to do in there.
My fault.
I
You
agree.
say that last part one more time. So if y'all don't know, I live by the Metro North still. That should be coming every 5 minutes. Pause. So Juice, one more time, baby. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. So I was saying like the women's they used more of the chamber. Like
Okay.
there was more spots, more creative play
Right.
in there as opposed to like the men's chamber, because the men's chamber just like got straight to the point with everything.
Yeah.
Whereas you have, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Bianca jumped off the pod. She did like a cross body
One of
onto
them
like
did. One of
four.
them for sure did.
Yeah, and granted, we do get that same spot a lot, but it's cool to see that they're getting out of like their nature of just it is a scary thing to be a part of, even though there's padding everywhere. But like you could
Still,
easily jump and hurt yourself. Like this
look
ain't
at
no joke.
look
I'm
what
sure
happened to
Justin could tell you that.
look at Bronson Reed, bro. He did a
Yeah,
simple
his
jump, broke both of his fucking whatever, his tendons. I don't know, his chicken tendons. I don't know what he broke.
yeah,
He ain't been seen since
yeah, he
either.
smoked his
That's it.
ankles.
Smoke.
Yeah,
And he was in a good program too, but it is what it is.
yeah, he
But
was going
it
crazy.
was solid. It was a solid opener for sure.
Copy. And Just, how you feeling about it, man? What's going on?
Nah, I think I agree with what you said. Solid opener. One of the best women's chambers matches that I think has gone on in recent memory. But I think that's also because I think the women feel like they have to work a little harder. The
Hmm.
guys, they don't do as much in the ring because I don't think they have to. They have some big names in that guys one, and we'll
Hmm.
get into that, right? But the women's one, I think they told a lot of different stories. I think Liv Morgan was the MVP of that match because she was mixing it up with everybody. And
I
if you seen
agree.
the pictures of her, bro, she had welts on her arms, across her stomach. She got dogged in that match.
She did.
MVP of that match. And I think they're teasing towards a Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss kind of thing because the fans are getting behind
Yeah,
that. Every time they face off, there's like this weird comparison
it's because the
that I didn't
aesthetics is
realize I needed to
so.
see this match until I saw them face off and I heard the
Yeah,
reaction. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I want
it's
to see
sort
this
of one of those things where it was like, remember back in the day when you had SmackDown versus Raw, and then you saw the John Cena and Randy Orton little in
yeah,
gameplay like rivalry, and you're just and this is in '04, so you're just like, these two would never cross paths just because of how different they are. And surely enough, we had a lot of
fight.
John Cena and Randy Orton matches.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's time for Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss, and Liv was with the tag team. Maybe Alexa Bliss is with the Wyatt Six, and we get Alexa Bliss
Did you see? Did you
with
see the
Nikki
little tease
Cross.
for that?
Word.
They teasing it, right?
I think two
Yeah.
weeks ago she was cut a promo and it did the little glitch where it shows the shit on the screen. So they
See, give
played
me
the
that. Give me that.
seeds.
I want to see it because I know they're gonna go hard. Liv Morgan's grown on me a lot. That girl has worked her off,
Yeah,
bro,
she
to get to
has.
Promo work is
and
stupid
she's
too.
become
She's valid.
yeah, she's valid, bro, and she was the MVP in that chamber match. I think she got everybody over
Yeah.
uh in that match. I believe she was the MVP, but I think the right person won in terms of star power and how you want to get to Mania because Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Because don't think that Rhea Ripley's not gonna find her way into that match somehow. That's the match I want to see. And Io Sky,
Forget about
fantastic.
it. My favorite woman wrestler right there.
Yeah, she's
She got
fantastic.
Yeah,
it.
she's
Fantastic.
great. She's also nice. I met her in Access in 2019. She's very respectful and like very cool.
I would let her put the
Fire.
trash can on herself and jump on me on that shit as many times as she wants. All right, so what we got next? Next on the night for Elimination Chamber, we had a tag team with Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus. They went up against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae, who I hate. She's lucky that she's cuffing my son Johnny Wrestling. That's my dog right there. Fuck with
Why you
Johnny
don't like
Wrestling.
Candice LeRae?
I don't fuck with. I don't know why. I think it's
She was
her
great,
and
man.
the other one that
And
I
the
used to get them
Indies,
confused. That she's a part of Damage Control. Dakota
Dakota
Kai.
Kai.
I hate
Oh,
both of them equally. Bring back Shotzi. Bring Shotzi back to fucking main roster. Take one of them, man. Fuck that.
Have you
mhm.
seen any Candice LeRae stuff from like the
No,
indies and stuff? Like
I'm just a hater,
I was
bro.
just about to say,
I be hating until they
unfortunately,
make me
Bro,
believers.
I don't think you'll hate her if you
Yeah,
watch some of her old stuff.
she's real.
word. She was in a brutal tag match with the Bucks, and
Sheesh.
her partner, who he shall not be named, but it was a great match.
That's tough. How'd y'all feel
She's
about this
definitely
match
nice.
though?
Uh,
The tag joint when Nia had some cool spots. I fuck with Tiff right now. She got the belt and shit like that. I like that whole little underdog. I'm turning on the big homie. I'm gonna cash in the money in the Beasley. How you feel about that right now though? Everything that's going on there.
I feel like the match itself was a little bit of a throwaway match when you compare
Yeah.
it to the overall show.
Okay.
It was the one match that if I had to look at a card and I'm booking a card, it's the one match that I could look at it and be like, do we need this here? And it was a good match. It was a good match. But I feel like they just throwing Trish out there because they're in Canada. She can
Nostalgia.
still go. Trish can still go. Trish is better now than she ever was when I was growing up. And I don't care. Anybody can argue me on that.
I'm
She
sure.
was not that great when I was growing up.
I'm
She's 10
sure.
times better now. But the match itself, I feel like it got lost in the mix of everything else. It wasn't a match that I'm like it was cool, and I'm sure it was a cool moment for Tiffany. That's fire. It's
Yeah.
definitely a cool moment for Trish and the fans that are there. They get to see Trish or whatever. But as me, someone watching on TV, I was like, whatever. It was good. It was
Skippable.
a cute match.
Copy. What
It was
about you,
cute.
Juice? How you feel about that shit?
Yeah, it was. I felt like a lot of. I honestly, I was watching it with my girl, and we were not really interested in it. More so, I love Trish Stratus. She's a legend. You grew up with watching her, whatever. Tiffany's great too. I prefer her as a heel. Um, and I get it. It was for like them to team up and to provide that moment. But I also felt like Trish was also trying to get into her moment as well. Not saying anything. Not saying she went into business for herself, but she's in Toronto. She's trying to do what she's
Yeah.
trying to
Show
do.
show out.
It was just kind of a weird match, especially like I don't think Candice LeRae and Nia even had like great chemistry as a tag team, and like I don't know, it was just a thrown together match just for the moment. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool that Tiffany got to the chance to work with her idol or whatever, but I feel like to a degree that it becomes a little bit too saturated because when it's not done correctly, it is just overkill. So it's like
Yeah.
if I became a wrestler and I tag team with John Cena on a Monday Night Raw, don't get me wrong, I'll be super grateful, but I would want that moment to be extravagant just because
Yeah.
it's like that's my favorite wrestler. That's who I idolized when I was a kid. And like I would want that to be not saying like a WrestleMania main event, but like something big that'll provide just not only just the moment, but just like the match itself. Make it interesting and against people that actually like want to go in the ring for 45 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes and just put on a show. Like I guess like a good example of this would be 2012 when The Rock and Cena teamed up. They fought again. No disrespect to The Miz or R-Truth, but I would much rather see them face against somebody else. And they ended up
Awesome truth.
facing against, yeah, they ended up facing them, and I was just like, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
I feel you. Okay. So y'all think they should have booked it better? Maybe different wrestlers, like a different tag team against Tiff and
I
Trish.
I honestly wouldn't have even mind if it was just Tiffany defending the title against Trish. Like you could still do it doesn't that match didn't need to have like a rivalry or anything like
Yeah.
that. Or you could have just done it same thing like Sami Zayn and Nakamura. They had Nakamura. It was a special attraction match. It could have just been that, just so that way Tiffany could have another defense under her umbrella.
Make
I'm
her
not
run
really
a little better.
liking.
Yeah.
I'm not really liking these reigns where they have like people hold the belt for so long with only like five defenses. I don't know. That's just me.
Right. Right.
I prefer when they defend it constantly, like every show, because it meant something. It gives more prestige to the belt as opposed to just holding it. Because then, when you kind of look at it I know it's sports entertainment, right? But if you're looking at it now as like a professional wrestling into like the sports world, you look at UFC. These guys only fight like what, like twice, three times a year, and then they're holding on to it. And then when they're injured, they're holding on to it a little bit more. And it's just like you want to see, you want to see productivity. You don't want to just see a face holding a belt. You want to see productivity. That's why it was cool when you had guys like AJ holding the belt, Danielson, Punk, Cena, like they were constantly defending. Orton,
Yeah.
Triple H, especially Triple H, in like '04 and '03, this guy was defending that World Heavyweight Championship left and right. Great matches with Shawn Michaels, with Benoit, Batista, Randy Orton, Goldberg, like just so much stuff. And maybe I'm just comparing to like a older time where I was super into it, but that's just how I grew up with the idea of what a champion is.
Nah, that's 100%
Yeah,
fact, bro.
I wouldn't. I want to agree with you, but I wouldn't have put her and Trish against each other because they were in Canada, bro. If they want Tiffany to be this baby face and they want to get her over,
That would have been
if you
Haley.
put her in Canada, if you put her in Canada against Trish, they gonna boo her. They gonna boo her. There's no way. And then you shit on whatever it is that you're trying to do. I would have went a completely different route. I don't think that the show needed Trish. They could have saved that for another date. Um, and I would have give Candice LeRae the match. Let them
Yeah,
put on a banger that I know they could, because that way nobody really cares about Candice right now, right? You still get Tiffany to get a title defense in there, and you can have Nia Candice's side or whatever. You have Tiffany overcome the odds against Nia and Candice LeRae. Maybe even Trish comes out to her sister, or Trish could
yeah,
have been a special referee. I don't think the match needed her, even though
right.
it's cool to see. And you still accomplish, the title. You have a title match, and you get Tiffany over as well, because that's what you want to do. You got to build her up now to WrestleMania. A lot of
Yeah,
people
because
like
we
you just said want to see her as a heel. So now you got to baby face her up, bro. You got
Yeah.
to give her obstacle after obstacle after obstacle that she can overcome, so that come WrestleMania she's super baby face.
yeah, I really
So I don't think they needed a tag match. I would have put a title match in there, title defense, like you said, because we do need
Yo.
to see more title defenses.
Yeah, that
I,
is kind of weird. They could have just
I
did a title match and had her come out with Trish in her corner, just chill
Yeah,
with her.
yes.
Like,
I don't want to jump the gun
yeah.
either, because I really hope Charlotte doesn't win,
Oh,
but
bro,
like
please,
and in
same.
the event that she does win, it's just like damn, like you really gave Tiffany the belt just to give her the belt, and then now she's gonna drop it.
Right.
That's why I never really like I never fully got behind the whole Kofi Kingston winning the world title, because then he ends up dropping it to Lesnar in like 5 seconds, and it's just like bro, like I'm tired of seeing that, man. Like you want these champions to be champions,
Right.
make it believable,
Because then
but
you go back and you look through the record book and you got all these motherfuckers that had the belt for like one day, a week, fucking 3 month run, but he only fought twice. Or like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I feel you
yeah.
guys.
Mhm.
I feel that 100%. I felt like that about, I could be wrong. Like, if we check the numbers, I might be wrong. But I felt like that about Gunther's run so far. Like, can y'all tell, who the fuck has Gunther really beat that, like, it's like a stamp, like, oh, I could put my name on this?
I mean, he beat Punk, but like that wasn't really televised. And then I honestly like I love Cody Rhodes, but I think he only defended the belt 6 times too. I feel like
Yeah,
both of their world title runs has just Cody's been more reasonable than Gunther, but
right.
I don't know. I feel like both of their runs they just been super limited. And don't get me wrong, Cody Rhodes had a banger ass match with freaking Kevin Owens. That match was crazy.
Yeah, that
That
was
ladder
good.
match. And he did have great matches with AJ as well. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be more like productivity with that.
I think it depends on the title for me. I honestly don't want to see the world title defended every show, or the Cody's championship defended every show. Because then you start running through talent. Like Gunther, the reason why I feel his reign has worked so well is because his personality, right? Like
Fucking
he's
asshole.
a good character on the show. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
an asshole, but
Yeah.
he's really good and believable. When you do see him in a match, it's a big thing. Like this is gonna be a good match, no matter what you feel about him. It's gonna be a good
Yeah.
match,
In
and he's gonna
ring.
hit hard, and I'm gonna believe everything he
In
says.
ring, he might be one of
Right?
the best too, I think. I don't know. That nigga be
Fire,
wildin'.
Yeah, he's great.
right now, top five. Gunther, right now, top five. Gunther's a man. I don't want to see him go out there and run through everybody every week. There's only so much talent you can run through. Like you also don't want to shit on your other talent.
Yeah.
There's certain titles though that I think you need to put them on more, like the Intercontinental title. Those are the workhorse titles, right?
Yeah.
Those are the ones you want to see defended and rotating with people. But the world title, your main titles, no, those are the attraction titles. Those are special matches. Those are ones you build up to. I don't need to see them defend them all the time.
How did we feel about KO, Sami Zayn, unsanctioned match? Just, I know you a big KO fan, big Zayn fan. Same for you, Drews. Let's get into it, guys. This was I feel like this was one of those matches that we was all kind of like looking forward to on a night and shit like that. Especially like me getting back into wrestling and then seeing their older clips as like El Generico and was it Kevin Steen or some shit?
Yeah.
They were
Mhm.
fucking each other up, bro. They were
I was
fucking
just about to say
destroying
like
each other, bro. So I was looking
every
forward.
time
Yeah.
those two got in the ring against each other, whether it was like I think what I don't think they fought against each other like because I don't think they fought each other in NXT, but they did because I know he powerbombed Sami Zayn, and then he went heel. He fought Cena in 2015, and then they fought at like Battleground. I forgot what pay per view that was. It was like 2017 or something. It was crazy. It was amazing every single time. Whether you go to the Ladder Wars with Stanerico, because that's what the tag team was. It was Kevin Steen and El Generico.
Hard.
They fought the
I didn't
Briscoes,
even know
one
that.
of the
That's
best
tough.
tag team matches ever. Like you have sleepers like that people got to go back and just be like, damn, like this was great stuff. So like Ring of Honor back in the day was it. But yeah, like seeing them go from Generico and Kevin Steen, where Generico and Sami Zayn, it's two different. You had Generico being this luchador from
Yeah.
Canada, knowing multiple languages according to him. But it was just great. It's great to see that they never miss a step and how they evolve too. Because as like before in the Indies, you can just do big move after big move after big move, and the crowd is gonna get behind it. But now you're in a capacity where it's just like production, TV, everything, and the fact that they were able to put on a banger ass match like that was insane. Owens doesn't get enough credit, and I feel like he should. This dude is one of the best wrestlers that is on the active WWE roster. Same with Sami Zayn. I'm not sure if he's going to resign. I really hope he does because I don't see him fitting anywhere else, especially at this point in his career. But they
Yeah.
beat the crap out of each other. I loved it. They did that. Those are my indie darlings. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in the freaking eighth grade, I'm over here on YouTube looking at PWG, that's Pro Wrestling Gorilla, Ring of Honor, Evolve, CZW. Like I'm looking at all these different promotions and I'm seeing them in it. And I'm like, who are these guys? And then like for me, I'm in the figure community, so like there's this thing called pick fetting, where like my friends would make customs of these guys, and that's what actually made me want to like get in tune with who they are. So just seeing, and then the story too, like it's so good. Like especially their stuff against each other in WWE is just so damn good because this is going a little bit off this match, but like one great Hell in a Cell match that I feel like a lot of people don't give credit to is Shane versus Kevin Owens. And that match was fantastic. And I did love how like after everything Owens did to Sami Zayn still had his back and he dead ass pulled him, off of the announce table, and then Shane just gets cooked. But like their characters mesh so well together, whether they will be in a segment together as a tag team or whether they're far apart and then they get back together, they always make magic. Those two are one of the few that I would say they never miss a step when they wrestle. They beat the crap out of each other and they always deliver each time they wrestle.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And what about
Everything
you,
you just said
Jess?
was on point. Um, everything he said was on point. I think they have the perfect brother story with each other because it's amazing how they always find a way to beef with each other. But that's the story of brothers, right? Like if you got a brother, if you got a sibling, you always gonna find a reason to put hands on each other at some point. Like there's always a reason. All we gotta do is look, right? I think they're allowed one beef a year, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. At least one beef a year where we could just
Word.
watch them go off on each other
It should
and then
be
probably make up
annual. They should
in a few
acknowledge it.
months, right?
It should be every year
Yeah,
for
yeah.
real. And I would fuck with that.
Every year, one beef a year until I
At
guess
War
eventually
Games or
they
some
can end
shit.
it, get that WrestleMania match between both of them, finally. I didn't like the match though. I didn't like the match. I was not a fan of the match, not just because I've probably seen them do all this stuff before, but it was supposed to be an unsanctioned match, right? And me as a performer, when you tell me unsanctioned, right, that means there's not only no rules, but this match wasn't signed off on. And I'm supposed to believe that this is unsanctioned. Anything could happen. I could pull out a gun and it's over, right? But you have an unsanctioned match, and these dudes are coming out with their ring attire.
Thank you.
They're coming
Okay.
out with a referee. You
Bro,
got the entrance
the
music.
announcer, I told my girl that. I was looking at my girl, I'm like, babe, it's unsanctioned. Why the fuck is the announcer like introducing these niggas?
Yeah,
I felt like they should have just came
yeah,
out and started popping it off on each other.
yeah.
That's crazy
Don't
that you
say
say that.
nothing.
That's crazy.
Don't. It's unsanctioned. They even said it in commentary. That means the company does not sign off on any of this. Whatever
Right.
happens, happens. So
Right.
it should have been a fight. And in a fight, bro, when I'm pulling up and I'm trying to fight you and we throwing hands, I don't got entrance music, bro. Somebody's not announcing me. I'm coming out and we're just fighting.
That shit should
And
have
that's how
started
it
in the
should have been.
crowd. Fuck it.
It should have just started.
Yeah.
Like it didn't even just start with them rolling. They were just staring at each other.
Face
You just
off.
try to break my neck. We're brothers. I hate you. You pulled up to my crib. My wife and my kid was there. We're fighting, bro. Like there's no. It's on site. It's on site. Like CM Punk and Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
You see how they do that?
They don't
That
play.
should have been Sami
Them
Zayn,
niggas don't
Kevin
play.
Owens. They should have been like that. But you telling me unsanctioned, and then you do everything production wise to show
Yeah.
me that this is a match.
Facts.
And then it's not even a fight to the finish because you're counting a pinfall. That's not unsanctioned.
At all.
Yeah,
Unsanctioned is this nigga can't breathe.
I do.
That's
That's
stupid.
one thing that I don't like when they announce unsanctioned. Like I feel like the perfect example of unsanctioned was like Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho at Unforgiven 2008, where Michaels was just beating the crap out of him on the announce table, and I think that's how the match ended. He was just punching him over and over, and then they stopped the match.
Like, yeah, we gotta cut TV off. Hold on, they wild.
Yeah,
kill him.
and then
Shawn Michaels is good. Shawn Michaels just to pull up. You say you got a street fight. Shawn Michaels will pull up with the jeans and the cowboy boots,
Right,
bro.
sell that shit.
This ain't he will pull up the jeans, bro. Stomp you out with some cowboy boots. That's what I want to see when I hear unsanctioned. I want to see you pull up like you would pull up if we was outside and I said something about your mother. Like that's what I want to see.
Seen you at the supermarket, you shopping, nigga. You skip me in line now. We having a fucking street fight.
On site, but you say unsanctioned, and then you got the referee, the lights, the cameras, all this stuff is like it took me out. I didn't like the match, and I love them both.
I asked my girl.
It was dumb.
I guess that was the only thing that I really peeped when you talk about production. I was just like, I was asking myself, I'm like, why is the announcer saying their names for? If WWE just said we not acknowledging this match, why would a WWE announcer acknowledge the match right after y'all just say y'all not like? And I don't know if it's because we're in a social media era where they feel like they got to make everything a post, or like we got to get good pictures of the like. I don't know if that's like a cause of that, but I agree with you, bro. I feel like this is something that they were supposed to sell the unsanctioned story a little bit more than they did, for sure, bro.
Yeah.
And then let's move on to the next match, y'all. So next is the men's Elimination Chamber. Is this next and final? I believe so. Yeah, men's Elimination Chamber. This is the big event that had the internet bugging the fuck out, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. This is like the equivalent of like Superman helping the Justice League save the day, and then he turns around and then turns into fucking Omni-Man and beats the shit out of everybody. This is like your fucking childhood hero turning into like what you fear the most. Like this is crazy shit right here, and I'm with two of the biggest John Cena fans right now, so it is a pleasure, my fellas. How do we feel about this match? Results, everything. I want to know about everything because this is what we're here to talk about. This was like the meat and potatoes. So, Just, how we feeling, bro?
I think the match was solid, right? It was star-studded, right? And I know a lot of people are gonna hate that Logan Paul was in there, but my boy did his job. Like you're not supposed to like him, right?
Shout out to Logan Paul.
Yeah, shout out to him. He's a megastar, whether people want to admit it or not. Everybody knows who Logan Paul is. You want to see him get beat up, especially by all these big names. And he hung in there with them. So shout out to him. The match itself, I could say on one hand that I wish they would have done more like the women, but they also, as a performer, they don't need to, and they still cooked. They don't need to do all that extra stuff. Like we saw Cena and Punk look like they went back in time 10 years, bro. They didn't miss a step. They did not miss a step.
Too. I like the acknowledgement. Like, oh, it's been a while that we've been in the ring. Let me give you a hug real quick. That was dope.
Shit, and then went on to killing it, like completely killing it. Where John Cena has looked a little slow the past couple years, when he was in there with Punk, it's like something happened, bro. He was like, "No, I'm up. I'm here for it." And Punk too. Seth Rollins looking like a goat right now, hanging in there with them. Like he's fairly new compared to Cena and Punk, right? But he looked like he belonged in there. That's to tell you a lot about Seth Rollins. Legend, a living legend right now.
Living legend. You watching it. You watching it in real time.
He reminds me, I don't want to say like a Triple H, but he kind of does remind me of a younger Triple H a little bit. He's hanging in there with everybody.
And I know he does it once a year. I wanted him to hit the Phoenix Splash, but I know I'm asking for a lot.
That move is crazy.
Wild shit that he jumps in the air and fucking twists his body, and then Seth got a
Can he still do it? Can he even do it? I don't even know if he can do it.
His bag is crazy though. He has a crazy fucking like bag. Like you could tell that he's one of them people that another nigga that got it all. And you nice on the mic on top of that.
Yeah.
And you handsome and got the long hair. Crazy.
when he takes himself serious, he's nice on the mic. Sometimes he's a little over the
He be
top or whatever,
goofing. He
but
be
so is John
goofing.
Cena. John Cena's a goofball. Like, and they just be saying weird shit or just acting weird. But like, nah, man, that match was so good, and they didn't even need the chamber for it to be. The chamber was
Yeah.
just a prop at that point. There was so
Facts.
many big names in there, and it got to whatever they needed to get to. I don't know if y'all peeped at the end when John Cena hit the STF on him. First off, he
And he
locked
said,
it
"I'm
in better than
sorry."
he's ever locked it in. His
The
always been
best
loose. He be
locking
like
of
this.
all time.
Everybody's head be loose. This
Yeah.
time to win that match, he locked it in.
Nah.
And if y'all peep, he screamed out, "I'm sorry."
Yeah. You talking about
I'm
the one
sorry.
on
He
Punk?
screamed out, "I'm sorry." Yeah.
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 I was
That's the
like, wait,
first time
I
I
don't
ever
know if
felt
Alex
like
broke
somebody
his
was
wall.
actually getting choked out by Cena. I never feel like that shit ever work. I'm like, yo, bro,
Oh
Punk look like
nah,
he
you ain't
losing
see
breath. Hold on,
Umaga
Punk.
versus Cena then.
Yeah,
He cooked
Yeah,
that was
Umaga,
crazy.
bro.
he grabbed that in. He said, "I'm sorry." I'm like, all right, this is cool. Like, and him doing that, I would have never thought he was gonna turn into what he turned into at the end of the match. But the match was solid. It did everything it needed to do. Uh, I would have liked Drew McIntyre to be in there a little longer. Drew don't get his flowers,
I
man.
love Drew, bro. That nigga is so nice. He not supposed to move for a nigga that size, that height. He be
Nah,
moving like
bro,
a motherfucking gazelle.
let me tell you. Let me tell you a funny story about Drew.
Tell me, tell
I'm
me.
in House of Glory. I'm in House of Glory. I'm in the back, and we still training, right? So I'm in the locker room with all these people, but I'm kind of just like this, right? They teach you in wrestling, like just keep your mouth shut and do what you're told, basically. That's it. Respect. And bro, so I'm picking up stuff in the locker room because it's nasty, it's dirty, or whatever. And I turn around like this, and I hit somebody, bro. Bro, I turn around, and Drew McIntyre's meat is on my fucking like on my head, bro. This dude is big, bro. This dude is, and I'm not. Y'all know me. I'm not very tall, bro. This dude is
I'm
massive because I
crying.
look up and I just see this massive human being. Like he looks scary, bro.
Right.
I'm not. I'm not scared of people, but this dude looks scary, bro. He had his jacket
Intimidating.
on,
Presence.
his hair, and he's just standing there looking at me like this man has a presence about him. And when you're this close to Drew McIntyre's beef, bro, that's
Yeah,
scary,
it's
bro.
different. Different perspective.
Yeah, that's a big man, and just like you said, the way he moves, like I feel like he shouldn't even be able to do all that, but he does,
He
and
does.
the camera doesn't give it justice. Like I've been, his skin was on my face, bro. Like I'm looking at him like, how are you this big?
And I think the
That's a
Glasgow
big boy.
kiss, I think that's the coolest name for a fucking move of all time. Like that shit is tough. Like
Yeah, he's a cool
fuck.
dude. I think he should have been in there longer.
Yeah.
He's also the MVP this year. I don't like where things are headed for him for WrestleMania.
Yeah, me
Because Damian
neither.
Priest too. Damian Priest is nice. I think his promos could be a little bit better.
Priest,
Because
that's
sometimes I
all
don't
he had to
necessarily
work
believe
on
it.
when he was the champ.
Yeah, the promo.
It's just a promo. But I
Just
would
the
never
promo.
forget. I forgot at what event it was where Priest almost destroyed his fucking ankle and kept wrestling. Bro,
Yeah,
the most Priest is a GOAT, bro. And the fact that he's from the hood, my dog.
he's nice. He's
Yeah,
nice.
bro.
There's no arguing that.
Yeah.
But it's like they need something more for him. Like they should have saved the feud with him and Finn Balor for WrestleMania.
That would have been tough.
You know, something to bite into. They kind of ran through it. Uh, I feel like he peaked a little bit at Bad Bunny, bro.
Damn.
And
I
they need to
feel I
give him
feel that.
something more because he's nice. He's nice. But him and Drew fighting each other is just like I don't really care for that match. For what? What is the reason? They need to bring back number one contenders matches. They don't have no more number one contenders matches at all.
Yeah.
Give me that so that at least I know they're fighting for something.
Right. It's a
But they're
bigger
not fighting for
picture.
nothing. They just beefing. They just beefing just cause there's nowhere else to put them, which is sad because Drew is nice, bro.
Yeah. I love
Damian
Drew.
Priest is nice.
Yeah.
So those are the two things in that match where I feel like they kind of flopped a little bit, but at least they built towards a story. They're building towards an angle with them too. So everything, I feel like nothing went to waste on this show, and nothing went to waste in this match at all.
Facts. And
Yeah,
I just want to say real quick the writing when The Rock was like, or the dream dies today or some shit, and have that being like a double meaning for Cena too though. When he was like if not the dream dies tonight or some shit like that, and I thought that whoever the fuck is writing, like, bro, get a fire extinguisher, keep it close, bro. You wilding over there, bro. You writing some fire, bro. Like
fire.
yeah, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Juice, how you feeling about the match, bro? Did you like the result and shit being diehard Cena fan. This Juice is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Cena fan that I know personally. Like, and this has been this way since we was kids. So
Um, if Cena lost, I would have riot. Uh, this is like, I obviously Punk is my guy too, but anything Cena clears. That's just how I am. And I was rooting for him at the Rumble. Was pissed when he lost. Like I need to see him win. This is my favorite wrestler of all time, the greatest professional wrestler to ever walk the grace of this earth. Like I can't. Like I need him to win. So I was literally at the edge of my couch just praying, like, yo, bro, please let him win. Don't let this nigga be number one because I don't want him to get eliminated from this person. But the trajectory of the match, I thought it was solid. Like I said, it got straight to the point. McIntyre getting eliminated first was crazy. I did not think he was gonna get eliminated first, but shout out to Triple H for that, for like the unpredictability.
yeah,
And I think Damian Priest was right after him, but it was kind of obvious too, um, that he was gonna get eliminated. But it just happened so quick too. That's another thing I kind of did not like about this match. Some chambers have this repeated history where it's like they have back to back to back eliminations, and it kind of like it kind of sucks because then you want to see a little bit of some action between different matches, like different matchups too. Like
yeah,
even if you're only gonna have people in there for about 5 minutes, like everybody in the same time for 5 minutes, you kind of want to see that Punk and Damian Priest, a little bit
Yeah,
of more interaction with them. You want to see a little bit of Priest and Cena. You want to see a little bit of McIntyre and Cena, or a
yeah.
lot of
I think
McIntyre
Logan
and
Paul
Cena.
could have did a
Like
little bit more too.
that's a yeah, that's a match in itself. Like there's just certain things that could have been done better, but I did enjoy the match. Um, just like you know, just like Justin said, shout out to Logan Paul. I know a lot of niggas hate him. He's a great wrestler. That's what you have to look at him as. His athleticism is great. I personally feel like he does a better buckshot lariat than Hangman. Um, and he did like he's doing his job. If you hate him, that like he's a heel. You
Yeah,
have to give him his respect. You have to give him his flowers too, because other than I don't really count him and Bad Bunny as like the celebrity type, because at least Logan is doing this. Like the continuity is there. He does this on a basis, and even his first like big match, which was against Roman, he ended up having like I think he torn his like Achilles or something like that. He had a big ass injury just because he was going crazy. But shout out to Logan. He did his thing. I was praying that he was gonna get eliminated though, because I really did not want to see him and Cena face each other at Mania.
yeah. I agree with everything you guys said, man. They're definitely cooking over there at WWE. I think Kobe got to go for a fucking walk, so I'm gonna take him downstairs, guys. But just before we get out of here, bro, we do still have to get our Heroes episode in. Me and you 1-on-1. I think I want to save that. Like I already see what the chemistry is like. I want to save that for in person so we can really do like some high
fire.
production and shit like that. We want to really like cut some shit together. Have my mans come in.
Yes, sir.
If anything, guys, we could get the band back together for the next pay per view event, or whatever next big event happens and shit like that. I'll try to make like a little vlog for my first event going to Raw and then NXT the next day and
Nice,
shit like
man.
that, guys. And then
Excited.
if anything, man, God hope and willing, we hop back on for the next joint and chop it up again.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right,
I'm
yo, I
here for it. I'm
appreciate
always
y'all
down.
for y'all fucking time, man. And as always, guys, hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy the content. Turn on post notifications on so you know when we go live with the videos. Let us know how you guys felt about Elimination Chamber down below in the comment section, and we'll holla at you guys, man. Peace.
Peace.
Later.